Hello and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into what many are calling the next huge leap in artificial intelligence. It's this idea of moving AI from a tool you just talk to into a partner that actually acts for you. Yep, we're talking about AI agents.
So let's start with the question to kind of frame our whole discussion. What if your AI could do more than just find some information or, write an email? What if it could autonomously take on complex, multi-step tasks all by itself to achieve a goal? That's the world we're stepping into.
Okay, so let's get specific. We've all gotten pretty used to generative AI, right? Things like ChatGPT. You give it a prompt, it gives you a response. It's what you call a passive responder. AI agents, well, they're a fundamental shift from this. They are active participants. You see, they don't just answer a question. They're given a goal, and then they autonomously plan, decide, and execute a series of tasks to get there. That shift from just responding to actually acting is what makes this so incredibly powerful.
And that brings us to our first section, AI that acts. We are moving way beyond just simple chat interfaces and into a whole new wave of genuine productivity.
Here's the most important point. Think of an AI agent as a digital coworker. It's a program that can operate independently, it can connect to your company's data, and it can understand a high-level goal. For instance, you could task it with something like, hey, figure out why our sales dipped in the Northeast last quarter and then generate a full report. The agent then breaks that down and just gets to work, all on its own.
So why does this matter for your business? Let's get into the business case, because the numbers here, they signal a massive opportunity that is unfolding literally right now.
This adoption curve tells a story of incredible speed. A recent survey of over 1,000 executives at big companies found that while only about 10% use agents today, that number is set to jump to over half within just the next year. And in 3 years, a staggering 82%. This isn't some distant future we're talking about. It's a competitive advantage being built as we speak.
And where the money goes, the future grows. In 2024 alone, 37% of all venture capital funding went to AI startups. And the category that's seen the biggest growth spike of all, you guessed it, autonomous agents. The investment world is betting big that this is the next frontier.
The reasons for all this excitement are crystal clear, because the benefits are so tangible. Yeah, it starts with more efficiency and saving money, but it quickly moves way beyond that. When you get better insights, you make smarter decisions, and that leads to getting things to market faster and having happier customers. But the real endgame here is unlocking your team's potential, freeing them up from all that tedious work so they can focus on the kind of innovation that truly drives a business forward.
So how does this all actually work? Let's pull back the curtain a little bit and demystify the process that takes an agent from a simple goal all the way to a completed action.
It all happens in what's called the Agentic Cycle. It kicks off with sensing the environment to gather up data. Then it uses a large language model for reasoning, basically to make sense of it all. From there, it develops a multi-step plan and then coordinates that plan with any other systems or people it needs to. Then it acts. It actually executes the plan. But here's the most critical step of all. It finishes by learning. It assesses the outcome to refine its own process for next time. It's not just a one-and-done deal. It's a continuous loop of improvement.
And this brings us to the idea of specialization. Because while you can have general-purpose agents, the real power inside a company comes from a data agent. Think of it as an agent that's laser-focused on your company's internal data, designed to deliver super-accurate, data-grounded insights for specific teams, whether that's your sales team, your finance team, or R&D.
Of course, implementing this stuff isn't as simple as just flipping a switch. There are some real challenges, but they can definitely be overcome with a smart, strategic plan. So let's talk about how to actually get there. This quote from Jim Rohn at Deloitte really nails the core problem a ton of companies are facing. They're just drowning in data. Agentic AI is the key to automating the whole process of making sense of it all and making sure the insights that are driving your business are based on real-time, accurate information. And to do this safely, you need a framework for trust built on 3 pillars. First, you set the guardrails. These are the policies and values the AI has to operate within. Then, you have to implement constant evaluation to test for accuracy and safety.
And finally, you maintain observability, which is basically like having a 24/7 monitor on its performance. Look, it's not about choosing just one of these. It's the combination of all three that builds the trust you absolutely need to deploy agents at scale.
So how does that framework translate into your tech architecture? Well, a successful platform for agentic AI really rests on 5 key principles. It has to be scalable for growth and flexible enough to plug into all your existing tools. Crucially, it needs to provide seamless data accessibility, all while being built on a foundation of trust, security, and compliance. Getting these right from the very beginning is absolutely non-negotiable.
All right, enough with the theory. Let's look at some real-world examples of how businesses are putting these powerful tools to work right now.
The impact is already being felt all over the place. We're seeing huge productivity gains, like in sales, where agents are slashing prospecting time by an incredible 90%. In customer service, they're helping resolve 14% more issues every single hour. And it's not just in customer-facing roles. From automating invoice processing in finance to writing code and resolving tickets in IT, agents are totally transforming workflows in every department.
A fantastic case study here is Accenture's AI insurance claims agent. It can review documents, analyze policy data, make a decision on the claim, and even generate the letter to the client explaining why. As Mike Lau from Accenture points out, they're using AI to completely reinvent work processes. And they've built in a human in the loop to make sure there's always oversight. It's just a perfect example of a practical, powerful implementation.
So we'll end with this. As this technology moves from the drawing board to the boardroom, the question is no longer if agents will change how we work, but how you're going to use them. What is the one complex, time-consuming task in your world that you wish you could just hand off to a digital coworker and automate forever? That's the potential we're unlocking today. Thanks for watching The Explainer.